Assalamualaikum and salam satu Malaysia. Welcome back. We continue our learning with a topic from the module titled File Manipulations. At the end of this session, we hope that you will be able to use C to support file manipulation, open and close files using fopen and fclose functions, input data from file and channel output to a file using special functions. Previously, you have learned interactive input through keyboard and see the output on the screen. In this process, the input data is not permanent. When the program is terminated, data will be gone. So to keep data permanently, we need to use file functions that will allow us to read and write data files. There are two types of file formats in C called text files and binary files. In this lesson, we will concentrate only for the text files. Text file contains sequential characters that are normally kept in secondary storage like hard disk. It can be created using a text editor. Every text file will have termination character at the end of the file, or known as EOF. And every line of text file contains the new line character as indicator for a new line of a text. Assume that we create a text file with these three sentences and did not press Enter key for the last sentence like this. In the text file, they are recognized like this. There are two ways to access data, namely sequential access and random access. Ways of access will influence how the data is read, written, updated, and deleted by the program. When data is accessed sequentially, it will be accessed by the way it was written. Accessing data sequentially is like playing music on a cassette player. We need to play it in sequence. However, the random access is different, where the data can be accessed in any order. Okay, now we begin with the first C syntax in file manipulation called fopen. Before any file operation can be carried out, we must open the file using this syntax, where the fopen function returns a pointer to the open file, and this pointer is used in the operations that are carried out on the file. For the access mode, take a look at the following table and their respective explanation. Sometimes, the file cannot be opened because the file is actually not exist. So it is a good practice to test the availability of the file using the following codes. From the codes, you can see that fopen function will return a null pointer if it fails to open the file in required mode. You should notice the syntax of exit1. Actually, this code is used to exit from the program. In order to use exit, you need to include preprocessor directive, include standardlibrary.h. After a file is manipulated, you need to close it using fclose function. Take a look at this program and notice the code for fclose at the end of the program. You just make sure to write a correct file pointer for the file. Okay, now we move to the fprintf function to print all types of data from a file. The general syntax is like this. If you can compare with the previous lesson, you might notice that the calls to the fprintf function is nearly the same as calling the printf function. The main difference with the printf is that it has an additional parameter, a file pointer. So a simple tip to be remembered: printf is used to print on a screen, and fprintf is used to print on a data file. Take a look at the following program. You should understand the declaration and file checking. Now look at the repetition control. Notice that fprintf statement is used to print the values of power2 onto a file named output that referred by a pointer called fptr. Now we move to the fscanf function, which can be used to read many types of data from a file. The general syntax is like this. Same like fprintf function, the main difference between scanf and fscanf is the file pointer. So, another simple tip to remember are: scanf function is used to read input from a keyboard, and the fscanf function is used to read input from a data file. Take a look at the following program. Now I hope that you are more clear about declaration and file checking in this program. We focus on the fscanf statement, where you should understand it is a process of reading data from a file named data1 and referred by a pointer named fptr. Discuss in the class what are the variables that actually be read from the data1. Why you use printf statement in this program? Why don't you write fprintf? Do they make any difference? Take a look at the actual program and look at carefully to the data file and the output produced from this program. Okay, we are done with fprintf and fscanf statements. Now we move to the getC function. This function can be used to read a character from a file. The general syntax is like this. The getC function would return the character that was read from the file. If the function returns end of file value, it means that the end of file has been reached. Take a look at this program. Now we move to the last one, the putC function. We can use putC function to print a character to a file. The general syntax is like this. Take a look at this program. How do you feel with computer programming using C language? It is easy actually, if you can understand its principles and techniques. So enjoy with your learning and have fun with the programming. Till then, thank you very much and have a great day.